In 1981, on June 5th, the AIDS was discovered, right? So it's a relatively new pandemic in the planet. And since that time, 35 million people have died, and there's 37 million now alive with HIV. Oddly, 21 million in just the last, I would say, 20 years. There's been a huge push by governments and NGOs and the UN. It's one of the millennial goals to eliminate mother-child transmission of the disease by 2020 and get it off the planet, which is possible by 2030 because it's a preventable disease. But what's happening now, and why this is so important, is governments are pulling back, and it's just a very precarious time when the world is taking care of its own, which is really important. But who's watching for the poorest of the poor on the planet and the voiceless? So what we try to do is put some red hot heat on the problem. And in June, it's our culinary event to eat red and save lives. As you saw, it's only 20 cents a day to keep somebody alive. We've raised over $500 million. I know, and then lots of noise.
Yeah,
so
hang
if
on,
you
hang
go,
on. Let's hold for applause for $500 million. It's an incredible achievement. That is something to truly be proud of.
And 100% of the money goes from the partners to the Global Fund to the ground. And so we don't take any of that money. The Global Fund doesn't take any money. It's a 100% model. And we've impacted the lives of 110 million people. So it works, but it only works if everybody gets involved. Yeah. And so we try to give lots of tools and lots of different ways to get involved. Hence these amazing women with us today.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that. And just to that end, red.org, I'm going to say it 1,000,000 times, and to follow you guys at Red, because that's like the first and easiest step, just to seeing some of the things that you can do. Forgive my ignorance, has Eat Red been around since the beginning of Product Red, since the initial days of Red?
No. So
right?
Yeah, it's a good point, because that was your initial question, like, why did we do food? Like, we go to people's passions. And millennials would rather now go to a food festival than a music festival. And it is really important, what we say, is to fish where the fish are. What are people craving? Why do they want cool experiences to show up somewhere and have an amazing meal? And so we look at all the different ways, from Instagram to Snapchat to your bakery to a phenomenal restaurant, whether it's $10, $100, there's always some quick way that you could participate in the month of June.